Welcome back to Transcriber from Reddit. Today's topic comes from an email that someone sent me that was written by Erick Erickson. For those of you who don't know, Erick Erickson, that's Erick-Woods, last name Erickson, Erickson. He is a right-wing conservative commentator who has his own radio show. He does blogging as well, and this article came through this person's email list. The title of this blog post reads, "I should not have to say this, but I do," and originally it was posted on February 11th, 2023. The body of the post reads as follows. Christianity Today has published a piece about Grace Community Church, which is John MacArthur's church. Side note, MacArthur is spelled M-A-C, and then Arthur has the A capitalized, A-R-T-H-U-R. I think very highly of John MacArthur and his theology. He sat front row the first time I preached a sermon, parentheses, badly, end parentheses, and I was so nervous my 30 minutes turned into 8. I had a MacArthur study Bible with me, and I spoke as fast as I could to get off that stage to let the Master speak. The allegations made in the Christianity Today article are troubling, to say the least. An elder at the church, called by the church to investigate its handling of a church discipline matter, asked the church to repent and apologize for how it handled a church discipline matter. A woman in the church went to the church with allegations about her husband. The church sided with the husband, who had a role in the church. The husband eventually went to prison for child molestation and abuse. Other women have come forward with similar stories. All too often, they were in abusive relationships, and the church pressured the women to return to the abusive husband. After the elder's investigation, the elder began pushing the church to make right what it had done wrong. The response from John MacArthur on down was a refusal to do so, and the elder was ultimately pressured out of the church. I think John MacArthur is a great theologian, even as I have some issues with his personality in recent years, and what I perceive to be a lack of grace in certain matters that need not be dragged out here. Unfortunately, I see a number of theological conservatives rushing to his defense and the defense of his church because they believe Christianity Today has gone left and woke, and this is a smear campaign. I would caution my friends that many of them did the same when reports began circulating about Ravi Zacharias. Those reports, far more serious than this, proved to be true. I would caution my friends who say there should be no rush to judgment that I would agree with them, but would remind them they have more than once rushed to judgment on those with whom they have theological or political disputes. Not too long ago, many of the very vocal defenders of MacArthur now were willing to write Matt Chandler out of the church for a rather innocuous matter. There should be no rush to judgment in this situation, but there still should be justice. These are troubling accusations made by credible people, many of whom have strong character and are vouched for by others. Just because we like a preacher and his theology does not mean he and his church are above reproach. We are too prone to put the saints of the church on pedestals and forget the dividing line for our faith must be Christ, not pastors. God's will be done here. At the end of the email is an ad read for First Liberty Building and Loan. I would like to say that I agree with his stance on the dividing line for Christian faith must be Christ, not pastors. However, I will note here that he is not calling for a continued investigation into this matter. He is not calling for John MacArthur to explain himself or his church's actions here. He is not drawing attention to this matter in hopes that justice will be served. He is drawing attention to this to simply point out to his friends that they shouldn't immediately jump to the defense of a pastor without knowing all the elements of the case. That is admirable and that is understandable. However, because he does not have a call to action and he does not use his platform to bring more light onto this issue or to call out John MacArthur or people in his church, is he really calling for justice to be done here? Tell me what you think in the comments below. That concludes today's video. Please like, subscribe, share. Let me know what you think down below, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you.
But some of the shepherds have pastured themselves on their sheep. So he has come out against them and scattered his people of faith. But there still is one faith, one hope,